Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about a few things that I found while I was shopping at Target that I absolutely fell in love with. So if that's something you're interested in watching, you are in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Okay guys, so we spend a lot of time on this channel talking about stuff that you can buy at Ulta and Sephora. And I thought it was about time that we got down to talking about some affordable products that I have found recently that I really, really like. Now, the majority of these things that we're going to discuss tonight, I found particularly at Target, but sometimes Target can be a little fickle. Some Targets carry certain things, other ones don't. Sometimes things are sold out online. I'm going to try and put links for everything down in the description below where you can just hop on Amazon and grab it if you don't have a Target near you that carries it. I just want to make sure that everybody has access to it. One thing that really, really frustrates me is when I see a beauty blogger get online and they start talking about a drugstore favorite that they found at CVS or Rite Aid, and I run to my local CVS and it's not even a display or a brand that they have up or carry, and it's frustrating, especially when it's like one particular thing and you're just dying to grab it. One particular foundation for me is the CYO foundation. I have heard so many people going on and on about this CYO foundation, and there is not a drugstore near me that carries this line of products. Now, I've gone online to Walgreens.com and I've looked and I've tried to figure out if I could just order it through them, but 9 times out of 10, the shade that I want to get is sold out. It's just frustrating because I want to see this line and they just don't have it in my area. Anyway, rant over. I'll make sure one way or another that there is a link to most of the things that we're talking about today. I'll try really hard. So first, before we actually get into the products, you guys have probably heard me talk about Sonia Kashuk before, but I really, really like her sponges. For those of you that have never grabbed her body sponge, this is one of the best beauty blenders for the face that I have ever used. I love it because the size is like ginormous and it just makes really quick work out of your foundation. But if you guys have never seen the body sponge by Sonia Kashuk at Target, it is the perfect texture. It's beautiful. I love it. I would absolutely recommend that you pick it up. Now, I will say she does have some other boxes of sponges out there. She has this one weird box that I recently tried. It had 4 different sponges in it. Look at this sponge, you guys. It looks kind of like a little like macaroon. It's just this really round, weird, it looks like a macaroon or like a cheeseburger kind of sponge. I can't decide what effective purpose this particular sponge has. And it came with this one that kind of looks like a Real Technique sponge, and then it came with this one, which is like a little tiny teardrop looking one, and then it came with this one, which looks a lot like a Morphe sponge kind of. It has like that sharp angle here. I actually like this one. I've used this one quite a bit, especially when it comes to like these angles here. But honestly, you guys, recently I have just fallen in love with my fuzzy little beauty blender. I use that one a lot, or I use this one a lot, or I use the Wander Beauty sponge a lot. Those are kind of like my favorites, and these are just hard. I don't like these. So while I thought they were kind of neat and interesting looking, I wouldn't go with these. They're just too firm. They're just too hard. They don't have that nice soft give to it that a beauty sponge should have. This one, however, is not like that, and I can't figure out why the other ones aren't all just like this, but this one is amazing. So if you happen to see this one, pick it up. So another powder that I've heard a lot of beauty gurus talk about recently is the Boots number 7, and this is called the Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder. You guys, I've heard a lot of people really kind of discuss this particular powder. I've heard a lot of people say that it's a Laura Mercier dupe. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think this is a little more finely milled than the Laura Mercier is. But this is a radiant translucent setting powder. So it reminds me a lot of the new Hourglass setting powder. This setting powder is fantastic for setting underneath the eyes or in the T-zone for a little bit of a brightening effect. If you are into that, I would absolutely recommend this powder. This is a really good drugstore powder. Now this one, I think it retails for about 12 bucks, but overall, this is a beautiful powder. I love everything about it. It controls my oil throughout the course of the day in my T-zone. It does a great job of setting makeup. It doesn't cake up on the skin. I will say it is very finely milled, so it's very easy to overdo it, and then you'll end up like with that kind of cakiness on the face. It does have talc. It is a talc-based powder, so work in very light layers, because really that's all you need is a very light dusting, like underneath the eye to set the concealer, a light dusting down the bridge of the nose in the T-zone, and you're good to go. But it gives this beautiful, radiant, brightening effect that is genuinely beautiful. So if you're looking for a really good powder to set the center of your face with, or anywhere that you want a little bit of brightening, I would absolutely recommend this powder. It is stunning. And then the rest of the things that I have are actually from a line called Profusion. And I know I'm a little late to the game with Profusion. I have not played with or tried many of their things in the past, but they had some things on sale, and I didn't pay more than $6 for any of the items that I have here that I'm going to talk to you about today. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is this Lips to Go set that I picked up. And it actually comes with a matte lip cream, a lip liner, and a sparkling lip topper. And the lip liner, you guys, is really, really good. It lasts all day. It prevents any kind of feathering on the lips. It's just a really good lip liner. It's a beautiful tone. The tone that I got is in the color Imagine, and it's a good lip liner. The cream matte lipstick is a very comfortable matte formula. It is a matte formula that you can put on and it's not dry. It doesn't dry out the lips, and I was shocked. Usually cheaper, more affordable matte formulations tend to be those formulations that give you that texture on your lips that feels like sand, like halfway through the day. This doesn't do that. It is a beautiful matte liquid lipstick, and I think they did a fantastic job. Not only that, but the sparkling lip topper that is in this is a beautiful gloss. A lot of the issues that I have with sparkling lip toppers is that they actually have chunks of glitter in there, and you can kind of feel the glitter and the texture on the lips. And this has really fine, like, micro glitter in it, and it gives such a beautiful effect on the lips, but it doesn't give you that kind of sand feeling. So I was shocked at such a valuable liquid lipstick set that had really good quality. So I was pretty shocked by this. So if you guys happen to see the kits Lips to Go by Profusion at Target, grab it. They're fantastic. Next is something that I was very dubious about, and that's because I have really never been overly impressed with eyeshadows in the drugstore arena. I've tried all of them. There's like one City Mini palette by Maybelline that I really like. It's the All Matte City Mini palette. The Lemonade palette that recently came out was actually really cute. I thought that was cute. Milani has done some really good drugstore eyeshadows, but they price them at 20 bucks. So, you know, it's kind of, is it really drugstore affordable at $20 for an eyeshadow palette? But other than that, you know, I just haven't been overly impressed with eyeshadows in the drugstore space. I actually picked up this eyeshadow palette on sale for $3.49. I think the regular retail on it was like either $6 or $9, but it's the Profusion's mattes. Now, I can't speak to any of the other plethora of palettes that they had there, but you guys know me, of course. I grabbed the neutral mattes palette, and you guys, I really like this palette. I actually have it on my eyes tonight. That's what I'm wearing tonight, and I was shocked by this particular palette. Now, this palette doesn't have a big fancy mirror here. It's just nice neutral mattes in a pan. But the quality of these eyeshadows is stunning. The tone of these eyeshadows is actually really, really amazing. They blend beautifully. A lot of the problems that I have with cheaper drugstore eyeshadow, especially mattes, because shimmers are a lot easier to do in the drugstore space. To get a good matte out of a drugstore space that's not patchy or that doesn't blend properly is very rare. So of course I grabbed the matte palette. Number one, I love mattes. Number two, it's going to be the most challenging and most telling about a brand in the drugstore space. And you guys, these are really good. They're very pigmented. They blend beautifully. It doesn't turn into just like a brown, muddy mess on the eyes. They hold their color. They have longevity. It's a great palette. And I could not believe that I got it for like $4. So let me give you guys a close-up of the actual palette here. Now, this is a 10-pan eyeshadow palette. It's got soft, natural looks. It's all a matte finish. It is a pretty versatile collection of shades. It's a neutral palette, but these are very ultra blendable powders. You can either wear them alone, you can layer them. They actually work beautifully. Again, these are really rich in pigment. You guys, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty shocked by this. And I'll be honest with you, I ran the ingredients through the Erica research process because I wanted to see if this was like, is it a NYX shadow? Is it a L'Oreal formula? What eyeshadow formula is this? And this eyeshadow formula is an eyeshadow formula that is unique to Profusion. So this is their eyeshadow formula. So I love it. I think it's perfect if you're looking for an eyeshadow palette and you want something that is a decent quality and you don't want to spend more than $5, then this is going to be worth it. I know they have their own website. If I'm not mistaken, I think on their website this is actually $5. So if you're looking for a good eyeshadow palette, you don't want to break the bank, I would check their eyeshadows out. Now, I haven't tried the rest of them, but knowing that this formula is specific to Profusion and Profusion alone, the likelihood that their formula is actually consistent through the brand is pretty high. So their mattes are amazing. So if you guys want to try this out, it's absolutely Erica approved, and I really, really like it. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is a palette that I got for like $6. I think the actual retail for it is $10, and it is this huge Sculpt and Glow palette by Profusion. I'll give you guys a close-up look of it here. Now, what this is it's a collection of highlighters, and it also has some matte contour shades in here in addition to a matte highlight shade. And this is a palette that is meant to add definition to the face. So you're supposed to be able to have your contour shades, your highlight shades. It's a highlighting palette, except you have like 9 pans, which is actually quite a lot. Now, this is available in 2 different colorways. So you have one, I think this one is called I think it's called Moon something. So this one is called the Moonstone edition, and then they have another one that's called the Goldstone edition, and basically it's a difference in skin tone. So this is going to be for like light to medium skin tone, and then the other one is going to be for like medium to dark skin tones. So the contour colors are a little darker, and the highlighters are different shades that would be better on deeper, darker skin tones, which I love. I love the fact that they give you those options. So there's actually a couple of things that I really, really like about this palette. Number one, the price point. Can we just say oh my goodness. Number 2, the contour colors that are in this particular palette are stunning. So oftentimes when you get a contour palette, you get colors that are a little too warm or a little too kind of orangey, colors that you would more look at for like bronzing purposes. You wouldn't necessarily look to those colors to create shadow on the face. Now, as a makeup artist, contour colors can be a little bit of a pet peeve. A lot of times when you see people contouring with like a bronzer that has like glitter in it, you know, it's like, is a shadow on your face? Is it orange with sparkle in it? It's really not. So contour is typically going to be a matte, and it's usually a cool tone because that's what a shadow looks like. So finding those contour colors that are true to what a contour should look like on your face, what a shadow would look like on your face. Finding those kinds of contour colors are not always easy, especially when you're looking at less expensive palettes, because they tend to go the cheaper route. These guys did an amazing job at the perfect tone for contour. I'm going to show you the 2 contour colors here. One of them is called Light Contour and one of them is called Medium Sculpt. Light Contour is amazing for nose contour. So oftentimes you'll see people with these, you know, stripes down the side of their nose when they're trying to do their nose contour, and it's typically because they've picked a contour color that's a little too dark for the middle of your face. So if you want to create shadow or minimize or close off a space, you do want to go with a contour color that is a matte, cool toned, darker color, but you don't want one that's so obvious that it doesn't look like shading on the face. It looks like you've just drawn 2 lines down the middle of your nose. And this is a perfect nose contour color for someone that has light to medium skin tone, and that again is the light contour color. Now the medium sculpt is a good tone. If you want to do more of a harder contour, you can still use the light contour here to contour the sides of the face. It's just going to give you a softer contour. If you really want like a sharp sculpting going on, then that's what I would use the medium sculpt for. But even the medium sculpt is a perfect tone. They really nailed it from a tone perspective. From a formula perspective, the formula is very smooth, it's very buttery, it's incredibly blendable, it stays on the face all day. I've used the light sculpt today because I didn't want a harsh contour today, and I used the light sculpt for my nose as well today. I love this particular color, and I have a feeling I'm gonna hit pan right here. But you know, honestly, at this price point, it's worth it for that particular color because I feel like it genuinely is a perfect tone contour formula. I think they nailed it with that particular color. Another one of my favorites out of this palette is the beige highlight color. It's a matte highlighter. So what you would do with a matte highlighter is you could powder it right down the bridge of your nose, and that's going to give you like that highlighted brightening effect here. You can also do it on the chin, the center of the forehead, anywhere that you would typically brighten with a liquid, you could brighten with a powder, and this beige highlight is beautiful for that purpose. Another thing that I like this beige highlighter for, which a lot of matte highlights can be used for, is a base for your actual highlighter. So if you take the lighter toned powder, so it's the beige highlight, which is this one right here, and you just brush it right here and brighten up the tops of your cheeks right where you're going to put the highlight, it just makes a really good base for your highlighter, and it just kind of makes your highlighter look a little more natural, but it'll make it shine a little bit more and just kind of zhuzh up your highlighter just a little bit. So I actually really love the matte formulas in this palette. All 3 of these are hits out of this particular palette. I think the entire palette is worth it just for these 3 colors. also comes with this little brush, you guys, and a lot of people will just kind of take these brushes and chuck them, but this one is actually a great angle for nose contour. If you have a hard time getting straight lines when it comes to your nose contour, little brushes like this are perfect for just being able to really get you a nice shadow right on the edge of your nose, and you can just go in and be done. You can also put the highlight shade on there and just go right down the center of your nose, and it'll be perfect. And honestly, you guys, I wouldn't throw this away. I think it's genius that they actually put it in here. I would use that for nose contour all day long. So the other colors in here are all highlighters. So all 6 of these are highlighters, and they're just different tones. They're also different finishes. I did notice that this top row here, you're gonna have more of like a natural pretty glow finish, and this row here is more of that wow, you have highlighter on finish. So there are a ton of choices in this palette, a whole lot of different things that you can do. You can use this on fantastic nights out. You can use it to look beautiful to go to work. You can use it for every day. You can use it for those Friday, Saturday nights. This palette is going to be able to do it all, and it's good quality. And honestly, I've reached for this over a lot of really expensive higher end palettes that I have, because I love the tone of these things so much. So if you guys haven't checked this out, I would absolutely recommend that you guys check it out. I'm going to show you here some examples of the highlighters because I think they're beautiful. Like I said, again, you can just do a very natural highlight, or you can do a highlight that's a lot more poppin', and, you know, definitely a lot more extreme. But either way, they're beautiful, and I love the fact that you actually have the choice of that in one palette, and the darn thing is $10 for all of this. Now, it's $10 on their website, but I guess Target is having a sale or whatever, because I got it for like $6.49, and that's for 9 pans, and it's good quality. And again, it is a ingredients list that is specific to Profusion. So I was impressed, guys. Overall, I think Profusion was the big winner out of this haul. I think that they're making really good quality products at very affordable rates, and I look forward to exploring the line a little bit more. So if any of you guys have ever tried Profusion before, or if you have any of their pieces in your collection, make sure that you put it down in the comments below, because I would love to talk to you guys about what pieces you have. If you can make some recommendations to anybody else about what other things are really good. I've seen that they have some really big eyeshadow palette collections that have a lot of different finishes in them. I'm kind of looking forward to diving into some of those. I almost want to like run back to Target and just kind of nick and pick at a couple of other things that they had there. Honestly, you guys, it's good quality for the price. Is it going to be like an Anastasia palette? Is it going to be like, you know, these $50, $100 formulas? No, it's not. But you can't judge it up against that. You have to judge it up against the price point that it's at. And truthfully, even if you judge it up against other products that are at the same price point, I think these are far superior, and you're going to get way more bang for your buck with these particular items than you would at anything else in the drugstore at similar price points. Alright guys, so that is it. Let me know what your experience with these products has been. I can't wait to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Don't forget, we have the announcement coming up this coming Friday, the 7th, and I'll be announcing the time of our live stream on my Instagram, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram at EricaApproved. But we're going to have that live stream on Friday to announce the winner of the Vault collection. One of you guys is going to take home the entire Vault collection from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe, and I'm really excited to give that away. I can't wait, but I can't wait for the live stream because I love it when the gang shows up and we all hang out together for a few minutes and celebrate with the winner. So make sure that you guys stay tuned to my Instagram for that. Other than that, I hope everybody is very happy and very healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.